So today we are going to be doing our August video for our native plant garden tours. We did tours from about April until now, and then we're going to be doing tours until about November or so, just to give you an idea of how these particular plants grow over the whole growing season. So we'll get right to it. Thanks so much for watching. Here is the obedient plant. It just started blooming about last week and it is already getting lots of action. There's tons of bees and butterflies that come to visit. I absolutely love this plant for the pollinators. I did a little feature of this plant in another video, so I'll put a link to that above here and you can take a look at that as well. And here we go for a nice little close-up. This is the plant that was white and then it transformed into a couple different colors. So we got some white still and we got some lavender, different shades of purple. And you can see here we've got a little bumblebee. They go right into the flowers. So maybe we can get a look at him over here. This plant is about 4 to 5 feet tall now. So it's gotten nice and tall with the blooms coming. And that's about as high as it'll go. And then it'll just keep blooming for weeks. The blooms start at the base of each bloom head, and then the blooms at the bottom fade, and the other ones start to bloom as it goes up the stalk. It really lasts for quite a while. Here is our little patch of bee balm. It's done really great. We've got some awesome blooms and now they are starting to fade. So you can see that there's probably about 8 or so blooms. We got a double bloom there. Very, very cool. And now it's time to deadhead the plant. So I'm going to deadhead this plant. I'll do a little video on that. And I'm really, really hoping by catching it before it started to develop its seeds, that hopefully we'll get a whole new set of blooms before the end of the year. Here's the New England Aster. It is probably about 2 feet or so tall. I don't think it's going to get much bigger this year, but the idea is that it's going to fill in this spot kind of over here in the bright sunshine by my rain barrel. So it's not the prettiest spot, but I think it's really going to add to it. So hopefully next year or in the next few years, it'll grow. It should be about 4 feet or so in height with the pretty purple blossoms. So fingers crossed we get blossoms this year, but no sign of them yet. Here is our smooth aster. It's just starting to develop blooms, so I'm very excited that this guy is going to show us some flowers later on this year. As I said before, I wasn't sure if it was going to stick around, so this is awesome news. It's definitely very happy, and hopefully we'll get bigger and better every year. So we're at the back of the property, and this is where the spiderwort was. But as you can see, we got a brand new fence, and it looks like this guy was sacrificed along the way. So I'm really hoping that it'll come back next year. I'm sure it will. They are pretty resilient plants. So got a little trampled. It's covered in dirt from when they put this post in. So gonzo for now. Hopefully it'll be back next year. Here we have our butterfly weed. It's doing really well. You can see that we have seed pods growing right here in the center, but then we also have new blooms coming as well. So we're going to get a second set of blooms. I haven't done anything to this plant whatsoever, and it's just going to start blooming again. So pretty excited to see that in the next week or so. Hopefully we'll have that for you for the September video as well. Here's our Trillium. It's not looking too pretty right now, and that's okay. It is an ephemeral plant, meaning that it's not supposed to stick around all season, so that's totally fine. It might lose its greenery entirely, but it'll be back in the spring, and I'm very excited to have it in the front part of my garden, and now with my new garden markers, which I did a little video about too, so I'll put a link to that as well. Here's our Foamflower. Both of these plants are looking really good. They're both filling in, which I'm super happy about. And then it looks like this plant might have some little seed pods too. So I'm going to leave those alone and let them do their thing. And hopefully they'll drop their seeds and then make more Foamflower in this little spot. So this sad looking plant is my blanket flower. I moved it to a sunnier spot in the garden, although it's not very sunny right now. This is a sunnier spot and it is still holding on, but it is pretty angry. We've got some blossoms still here. And then also we've got all these seed pods. So I'm going to do my best to collect some of these seeds and spread this some other places in the garden, and then also leave some for the birds as well. This is going to be our last little video on the strawberry. I am pretty sure these are not native, so we're going to cancel these and our native tour. And the other ones that we found, as you can see here, these ones have the little white flowers, but I'm pretty sure they're not the native kind. And then the other ones that we had with the yellow flowers, I'm pretty sure now we've identified them as mock strawberries. So again, not native to Ontario. So say goodbye to these guys. They are now out of our official native plant garden tours. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I will be putting out a few more videos throughout the whole growing season, so please consider subscribing. And thanks again for watching.